And now ABC Royal contributor Omid Scobie joining us now to take a closer look at this incident. So thank you so much for joining us. Look, first, all day, we have been hearing these various accounts and details about how exactly this all played out. Can you take us through your understanding of what happened?
Yeah, obviously, we started the day with that sort of bombshell statement from Harry and Meghan's team that really conveyed some of the emotion that was experienced and felt by the couple who, I'm told by sources, even this morning, were still shaken up, but very thankful that things didn't end up as catastrophic as perhaps they had feared. But of course, we've heard throughout the day details about this 2-hour pursuits that they had with the paparazzi after they left last night's event that included them sort of taking refuge in one of the police precincts at one point. So it sort of turned into this very aggressive game of cat and mouse with Harry and Meghan right at the middle of it. And we saw, despite how great their security is, and they do have one of the best teams in the business, they weren't able to completely outsmart some of those photographers that were desperate to capture some sort of exclusive moment.
Right. Well, and of course, you know, we have ABC police sources telling us that at no time did Harry and Meghan enter the police precinct, according to those sources. So let's unpack some of this stuff from New York City police here. Of course, as we mentioned, they were escorting the couple when they left. They say that photographers on bicycles were seen, but according to authorities, it was not the kind of wild caravan described by Harry and Meghan's team. And so that has led some people to doubt the couple's claims entirely that this was a dangerous situation. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think we hear the words chase and we assume that it, or at least it sounds like it was some kind of Fast and the Furious style sort of hot pursuit through the streets of Manhattan. Of course, as we know, it's a city that crawls very slowly on those streets. But it didn't change the fact that they were at many times followed by sort of 6, 7, 8 different photographers, different agencies, all desperate to capture at least some sort of exclusive moment with the couple, but also find out where they were staying. I think it really shows the sort of extent that photographers will go to get that exclusive image, despite whether the motorcade or the cars that they were in were moving fast or slow. It doesn't change the fact that this was an aggressive encounter with a number of photographers on different modes of transport, bikes, motorbikes, and cars.
Right. How about this from your reporting? Has anyone in the royal family, reached out to Harry about the incident?
I think this is the element of the day that has surprised me the most. This is a story that is almost straight out of Princess Diana's book. We've heard about those aggressive encounters with the paparazzi in the past. So ultimately, it's the thing that took her life in that Paris tunnel. And so to the likes of King Charles and Prince William, hearing this story would have no doubt stirred some kind of emotional response. And so I was really shocked to hear from sources that neither Harry nor Meghan had heard from any members of the royal family, even some hours after this story had broken.
Right, yeah, I mean, we can't discuss this, of course, without recalling Princess Diana. But also, let's talk about some of the rules that are different in the UK, right? They have laws restricting the paparazzi in the US. They don't have that, fully exposed here. How has that weighed on their life here in the U.S.?
We saw Harry and Meghan move to California and they started a life away from the kind of aggressive British tabloids that, whilst photos aren't causing harm over here, words certainly do, and they're really up against it when they're working members of the royal family. Of course, their big problem with the leaks and the briefings that were coming from inside the palace and ending up in the pages of some of Britain's most read newspapers. Of course, as you say, we don't have to worry about paparazzi over here. That culture has been left firmly behind in the early 2000s. And for Harry and Meghan, who, although they're away from some of the sort of toxic practices of the British media in the US, they're not away from this sort of rabid paparazzi culture that does still exist over there, even if the market itself is much smaller. Those images are still going to be worth something, and there's a price on their heads wherever they go.
Omid Scobie, thank you so much for your insight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.